Right, guys, welcome back. This is the Above Average FPL podcast. My name's Adam, and as always, joined by Baker. Good evening, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Long time no see.
It's been at least 3 days. Well, no, you mean on here. It has been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week on here. 3 days for us.
3 days for us. So what have we been doing?
Bit of golf. A lot of golf, actually. Double golf.
We did a bit of top golf and then a bit of proper golf.
I'm old, mate. I'm so stiff after even just 80 balls at top golf and then around and then driving everywhere like Thursday morning.
Mate, that was
a Friday morning. I was so stiff.
Proper shift you put in on the old drive, mate. Really appreciate that.
We did.
That was good. And we also got to meet one of our patrons as well, which was amazing.
We did. This is the kind of level that we did. Got my whiskey out. So yes, I should mention Never Say Die. Their whiskey. We are offering our patrons whoever beats me, which isn't that hard, in a month to go in for a draw. And Jasper won it. And he happens to live not too far away from your parents. So we thought we'll hand deliver it. So that was pretty cool.
It was a small diversion. Yeah. So yeah, no, it was good. Good to meet Jasper. The Spurs game was on. And he invited us to come watch it, but we couldn't. We had to get back because it was still a fair drive. Still a fair drive for you after a long day. But yeah, no, golf with Curbs, that was fun. Curbishly, that was fun. And then some cool stories from Stuart Pearce about Gaza and all sorts of bits and bobs, which was and Brian Clough and stuff, which was
quality. Stories are great.
Yeah. It's all good. And game week 7 is done, and we're now on to international break number 2. And it feels like it's going to be a quiet one. Obviously, no wild cards flying around. I think everyone's going to be able to just kind of switch off and just enjoy, the family that they've forgotten about, and the outside and things like that. And all the analytical guys can start touching grass for a week, and all this sort of stuff. So
it is weird this one as an international break. Yeah, it is. It is like, what do you do here?
I think you literally just take a break, mate.
I think it is. It's going
to be a long old season.
Don't go near it.
It's going to be a long old season, and sometimes you're getting punched in the face with transfers that you make and things like that. Yeah, just take a week off. Enjoy England beating some team that, assuming you're English.
The game will find ways to make it interesting for the next 2 weeks. There'll be like international injuries or something.
What do you make of it? What do you make of Kai Havertz being injured?
No, it's just nonsense. I mean, the amount of minutes that Kai Havertz has played this season already is monstrous. So I do think if he did go away and played more international games, he probably would break. Like he can't keep playing the number of minutes he's playing. So yeah, I know they're saying that there's ankle and stuff. I suspect he has got loads of knocks. I expect everywhere. Like, we know what we were like Friday morning after a little bit of golf. Like he's on for playing 4,500 minutes this season. Like he probably everywhere hurts.
Yeah. But onto the week. Oh, actually, let's just say hello to everyone in the chat. So everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us. There's almost 200 of you in here already. Hope you guys have had a good week. I've popped a poll in there just to see how you guys have done, and it's whether you got less than 40 to 55 to 70, and more than 70. So just chuck a vote in there. Let us know how you got on. It's kind of going to steer our conversation, to be honest, when we get onto the game weeks, because it kind of feels like that kind of week where everyone's done all right.
There isn't not you, Adam, but another Adam in the chat dropped 1 million places this week. I haven't seen many people with bad. I was just saying before that I think a lot of people have got green arrows, but I was like, for me this week really didn't feel like a green arrow week. Really, it didn't feel like I'd had a particularly great one. But I haven't seen many people with a big drop from 600k to 1.65 million.
It's probably those with Mo and Salah. Right, Mo and Haaland. Mo and Haaland. Salah and Haaland.
Yeah,
those ones where you're not on Saka Palmer, you've got Salah and Haaland.
Yeah,
that's
gotcha.
where it's gonna bite.
Got you.
Where it's gonna bite. And
FPL California super chat.
Thank you very much. Hello, friend. Good to see you too. Glad to see you joining us today. Yeah, and if you do like what we do, whether you're in
Yeah.
the chat or not, whether you're watching back, make sure you do drop a like on the video. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on podcast, please do drop a review and rate it. Rate the podcast, and it will come up on Spotify. You know, I think our rating's pretty good. I'd hope it's pretty good. But if you want to rate 5 stars, we'd be truly grateful for it.
We would.
Also, just a point to say that if you want to see 2 Spurs fans go and enjoy a night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the Football Content Awards, then the link is in the description below to vote for us as Best in Fantasy Football Creator. It's up to you. You can vote. You don't have to vote. It's all good. But you know, we're gonna make a good night of it anyway. But if you do want to share the love, then we would really, really appreciate it. I do have one more thing I need to do. I need to thank the guys over on Patreon. So if you want to come and join our Discord, you can head over to patreon.com/above average FPL. We had a load of people, or we had a few, let's say a load. We had a few people coming in September. So I just wanted to shout out to Hector Isaac, Mark Hubbard, Arwin Vobe, Yogesh, Nigel Gormley, and Matthew Studart. Matthew Studart, that's Soccer Crazy, I think. So thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to all of you guys that joined us over in the Discord. You know, we're playing loads of games in there. We've got our Last Man Standing, which is just finished. So Chris, who has been in the Discord for about 6 weeks, has already won himself a surprise shirt. So he's in at Budget Enabler. So it's, you know, he's paid like £5.
Oh yeah, I had Chelsea, didn't I? And Last Man Standing.
Yeah, you did. You idiot.
Damn it.
So yeah, he's paid like £5 for 6 weeks, and he's won himself a shirt already. So you know, you can get a chance to beat Baker and win a bottle of whiskey if you're living in the UK. You get free coasters. We just send them out, and all sorts of other stuff. So good chatting there as well. So yeah, come and join us if you want to do that. If you don't, we absolutely love you anyway. Just drop a like, etc., etc.
Yeah. Emma23 says, hit the like, you guys, you miserable sods. I firmly agree with that statement.
Like, if we're here after what we just had to witness
Yes.
for Tottenham at 8:30, despite 2 hours ago being an absolute nightmare, then yeah, you should hit the like button. We do have league updates because the game week has finished. So shout out to everyone in our public league. This is the top 10. So Peaky Grinders 2 is top with the old Nico Jackson captain. 533 points. Oh, excuse me. Junkyard Haag is second, 531. Burge W. Cess with Cess. Don't get that name.
Do you know who that is? Do you know that bastard is number 3 there?
Oh, there's that Walshy.
That's my friend Walshy. I go see in Phoenix. Look at his stupid score. He messaged me Saturday night. 84 points this week.
528.
Yeah, he sent me a message last night into the top 1K. Well done, mate.
Mount Rushmore, Ricky Chatter, 528, and the Neville Wes Prada, Connor Jones in 5th in our public league, 527. The rest of the top 10 are there for you to read if you are watching on YouTube. On the Discord, Antonis Antonopoulos, I think I've done that first time, is top of the old Discord league with Los Porojamanos, which is Mark, and then Blink1 Etu, I love that name. Connor is 3rd, 497. Saka Potatoes, Yogesh, 488. And Werner and Sons, Hans Lerak is 5th. So, and again, the rest of the top 10 is there for those on YouTube. And you can come and join the Discord League, and you get a wonderful Manager of the Month chip if you win Manager of the Month. And if you win Manager of the Month, go on.
When does the Discord League stop?
So the Discord League, the public league, which is the code is MGORK2 for those listening. The Discord League gets closed at the end of the first wildcard window. So halfway through, bang, shut.
So any of those in the top 10, hint, hint, Walshy. If you joined Patreon, you would be top of the Discord League.
Yes, you would be.
You would be. And you can still get in if you're doing too well.
Doing well on that. That's everybody doing better than us, and then
let's see us,
and let's do us. So
you're doing okay,
doing all right, getting there now.
Into the 6 figures.
Into the 6 figures. We have a super chat. Is that is Haaland the real one without Rodri and KDB?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we come to City for sure. So for me, I guess I can start then. So 62 points. up to 830k. It's like half rank, so it's good. Had Martinez in goal. That's he's finally decided to keep a clean. I mean, I couldn't believe it when he keeps a clean in midweek, like against Bayern. Like I have him for like 3 game weeks, does absolutely nothing, throws the ball in his net, goes under his arms, all sorts of stuff, and then cleans against Bayern in the Champions League. This 9-pointer feels like deserved. It feels like a redemption for everyone that owns him. I got Trent with 8 points, Porro with just the 1, Lewis with his assist on 4, Gabriel 2, Rogers 3, Bumo with his goal 8, Saka 16, McNeil with 2, Solanke 5, Haaland captain doubled up to 4. Unfortunately, Johnston, Davis, Eze, João Pedro on the bench. Yeah, I mean it's a good week. I think it's all right. Game week rank of about 1 million. I think it's fine. I think a lot of people are kind of in this kind of region. And if we're looking at the poll, lots of people in the 55 to 70 mark.
Yeah.
It was good. And, positive going into an international break. I haven't got any transfers left, so I'm back to 1 transfer next week, but I don't feel overly stressed about it. I mean, Palace have a half decent fixture, and albeit Eze's kind of just.
Well, if he's back on pens, mate, he's back on the menu, but we can
talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's me.
Yeah. I mean, the difference basically, I've got 6 points less. You got 7 points more than me with your keeper. That's pretty much it, really. There's not, any different for that. You can swap McNeil for Semenyo. You can swap Porro for Calvert-Lewin. And we're pretty much the same team other than that.
Yeah. It's pretty similar.
It's pretty close. Obviously, Diaz went on the bench once we got the news about the benching. So, yeah, he's my one I'm looking at and thinking, what do you want to do? I've got 2 transfers now. First time I've rolled this season. What a luxury. But yeah, it's the interesting things for me is Palmer and Foden are obviously ones you can get to. But you got to sell Trent, and do you want to sell Trent? Or you can just go Luis Diaz to Brennan Johnson is definitely an option. But yeah, we'll work it out in 2 weeks, not now.
In 2 weeks, yeah, we'll work it out. We'll just go through the games for now, and then we can figure it out. We in like 10 days time or something. Shall we? We did it. We said it last week. Should we rip the Band-Aid off? Or 2 weeks ago we said it.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Right. So Brighton 3, Spurs 2. Maddison picking up all 3 bonus here, which I thought was wild. But nobody really sort of took it by much. I think Maddison won it by got a couple of points extra. First half, obviously really, really good from Spurs. Seemed like a relatively sort of slow, controlled build-up from both teams. Everyone sort of, it was kind of felt like the first couple of rounds of a boxing fight where, they just sounding each other out, just jabbing away, and then that Johnson goal just comes out of just one elite bit of movement, and as soon as he was through, you knew he scored, right? Like it's the opposite feeling to when Timo Werner goes through.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite to every time he gets the football. Yeah, it did. Great pass from Solanke. I mean, my first point, we're going to have to start with Tottenham, is that we have an XG plot here. We have many, many chances on here for Tottenham. Not one of those chances were taken or shot by Dominic Solanke. Not one.
Yeah, I did notice that. That's not good.
It just in general for Tottenham, we're not using him or even looking for him. It was genuinely trying not to get the ball to Solanke. Like every time Timo or Brennan get the ball down the wing, the idea is that Brennan goes into 4 or 5 yards out, and every time we'll look to pull it back to somebody else. So therefore the likes of and having 20 or like 18, 20-yard shots rather than trying to look for that man. If I was Dominic Solanke, I would be absolutely fuming from today, just in general, that I've got wingers that don't care about me.
I mean, it definitely feels instructed. I mean, I think we've spoken about the
Oh,
fact that like Furuhashi at Celtic was like never really used and scored only whenever he sort of half got the ball. And it seems similar here. I mean, like I did notice that he was dropping quite deep to come and collect, and even the ball that he plays through from Brennan is designed so that that it is Brennan or Timo that run beyond him and get
yeah.
beyond him rather than looking for him. Um,
It's a problem. It's a problem. Like, we're both got Solanke, but in an FPL perspective, but I do think it's a very, very different thing with Son. Son is a fantastic creator. But Son, as we know, has been for a good decade fantastically good for the number nine.
yeah,
Um, so that is something to think about. But I kind of I kind of just assumed that Madison would want to do well with Solanke as well. I thought he would want to have that link up, but it just very much feels like we don't care about you, mate. And I don't think that's a good way to be, as a team, because um, all the time you're not trying to feed the number nine. Actually, it also makes it easier to be countered. Like when you try to feed number nine, it normally ends up with corners. It normally ends up with, it never ends up with the ball ending up 90 yards behind you. Because
yeah,
if you're trying fancy cutbacks and stuff like that, if you get intercepted, it's like, oh, now it goes back the other way. Um,
yeah. I mean, and you look at that. Yeah, you look at that. You look at the pass map as well, the passing network, and you see Solanke so deep.
well,
And you've
because he's
got
not used in the final third.
no, because you got Kulu up there with Timo, and then you've got Brennan who's further advanced. You've got Porro who's further advanced than him as well. It's mad.
But both goals are completely made by Solanke.
Yeah,
Like completely made. Like one, obviously, he sets up, but the second one, the line breaking pass to Timo was fantastic.
mm, yeah,
So this will, Dom's not a young kid, like, and there are a lot of young kids at Tottenham and stuff like that. But he needs to be, he does need to be in the dressing room saying, "That's not on, boys.
yeah,
That's not on, boys." So Kane would have said years back, "Yes, I'll do all the lovely passes of the world, but you still fucking feed me."
yeah,
um,
yeah,
um, um, and if I was that, I don't like it. I don't like it. Obviously, Brennan's an easy kind of pick at the moment because his minutes are locked. He's 6 million. He's on the end of everything. Like he's not really trying to do anything else but be on the end of stuff. Um, yeah. And Maddo will definitely get bonus if he scores. Like
yeah,
he gets fouled every 3 minutes.
yeah,
You heard the crowd like booing him when he was off because he spent all game getting riling him up in one way or another.
yeah.
Um,
There's that, and his little spat with Veltman as well. That
yeah.
probably didn't help much.
We've talked about with Porro, basically your attacking returns normally for Porro will only come in the last 30 minutes. They're incredibly Porro is incredibly cautious, doing a really good disciplined role in the first 45 to 60 minutes. Like he stays back. He doesn't really get involved in the attack at all. Well, he couldn't do that this game because we were getting battered for the last 30, 40 minutes. So that's a problem.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, like this game, the Newcastle game felt like a bit of an outlier because the chances that Newcastle created were so big. But generally speaking, our defense has been okay. I think defensively we've been
Yeah.
okay. There's obviously a stigma around Tottenham always conceding, which is fine, and we do because we play so aggressively. But I still think it's okay to have Porro. I still think. I mean, when you look at like,
Oh,
there's
I think it's
two.
okay, but
There's,
think the other way around, mate. So just to be in for you, because you've got Porro,
hmm.
so change yourself away from people who haven't got Porro. 90% of the people that haven't got Porro are currently looking at Porro this week.
Yeah, which I still think is okay, but I wouldn't feel overly great about it. But I still think it's okay.
Yeah. So the most obvious move for a lot of people this week is like what I could do is take Diaz and Trent and move them to Foden and Porro. That's what a lot of people are looking at. That would have been like plan A for the majority of people that own Trent and Diaz this week. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that is, because the other option is you get basically Palmer and somebody that's 4.5 or less. And you're like, hmm. I don't think it's as cut and dried as it probably looks on paper.
I mean, I'd just probably lock in. I'd probably just go like the Palmer and Nori type vibe. Just do that.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably rather just do that.
I'm struggling as much as I want it to be Foden and Porro. That just ticks all the lovely boxes for me. Doesn't feel right. My camera's just gone off.
Your camera's just gone off because I've accidentally clicked a button. You should be back now. I clicked something and then the whole desktop just closed down. Just minimized. Everything just minimized. And if it's minimized, it doesn't show you on the screen. Sorry.
From Brighton? I mean, Welbeck's he's still a really good option, isn't he? For like sub 6 million. I do, kick yourself and regret that one, especially with the Pedro injury, is going DCL over Welbeck seems a bit stupid, really. You just got to trust this team to attack a lot more than you would trust most of the others.
Yeah, and I think like Mitoma doesn't get loads here, but it doesn't even get the assist for the Minter goal, which is I think is a little bit a little bit unfortunate, seeing as it was basically designed to cross to intended target and all that stuff. I thought Mitoma was really good today.
Yeah, he was good, really good.
And as disciplined as Porro was, I mean, he caused him a problem. Like it caused him big problems. Ruta was great, or Jorginho, whatever you want to call him. Just really hungry for it all, and you saw that in the second in the Welbeck goal. I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone except Timo Werner to miss from where Welbeck was when he scored. Good team. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they created chances all the way through the game, and Hurst's got them playing well. I mean, I guess we were just wondering how much it would impact Brighton with the João Pedro injury, but I can't see that it's really had too much of an issue. I mean, they still scored twice against Chelsea. They've scored 3 times here.
Yeah,
defensively it's a problem. But
you're not going to pick the defenders.
You're not picking defenders, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Move on, shall we? Should we do the other Sunday game?
Let's move on. Let's
have 2 Sunday games.
Well, let's do this one.
What do you mean? Chelsea Forest.
Chelsea Forest.
I mean, at half time, bar that late chance, which and obviously we're UK people, so it's harder to see this game. You have to sort of be creative. Should we say that?
No idea what you're talking about.
That chance just before half time. Did you see that one?
I did not.
Palmer sort of scuff shoots, and Jackson sort of helps it on with the tiniest of helps on. Sell sort of slips on it and manages to just catch it just off the line. It was so close to going over, so it would have been a Palmer to Jackson goal.
Okay,
through basically scuff. But yeah, obviously it was only like 3 yards out, so it's a
huge chance.
It's a huge chance on the XG. But other than that, Forest did a pretty good job of sort of stinking it up a bit in that first half and not allowing much in it. Then obviously Wood scores.
I like this Wood.
Madueke. So like Chelsea fans spend 60 minutes basically like just hating Madueke because doesn't pass to anyone, just head down runs, annoys everyone, ruin all the good stuff. And then but Madueke, he don't care for XG, he just will keep shooting, he'll keep doing what he does. And eventually he'll score one.
7 shots he had today.
7 shots.
7 shots. Absolutely.
How much is the XG for 7 shots?
0.33.
I don't care. I'm just swinging it.
0.33.
But we're going to talk about Saka in a minute. Saka did exactly the same.
Yeah, this is true.
And we hail Saka for efficiency. Saka has 4 block shots every game.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if you bang on the door enough, maybe this sort of thing happens. It was good. And then that last feels like there should be more XG than this for that last 5-10 minutes. Obviously, this is slightly skewed that not everything happened in the same minute because there were 13 minutes of injury time.
Yeah.
But it was just crazy.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was mental. Back to front. Sells makes 2 big saves from Palmer. Then it goes down the other end. Sanchez makes an unbelievable save from Nico Williams, and
Then Sells again.
then sells again immediately after that.
And then Sanchez again.
And then Sanchez. Oh, it was crazy. It was mad. I couldn't actually believe that it finished. It finished 1-1. Obviously, because obviously we don't talk about the JWP yellow card, which is funny.
But fair play to Forest with 10 men.
Oh, to keep going at them.
Going at it. Like, it's pretty impressive.
Did you see back?
Pretty impressive.
Did you see back the Nico Williams push though? Did you
Yes.
see the replay of that?
Yeah. I did.
I kind of looked up at the TV screen and Maresca's just on his ass. And it couldn't work, and Cucurella's behind him going mad, and then suddenly there's everyone around him.
He was trying to score as well. Like, he kept shooting at the end. I was like, what's going on here? Everyone was having a go for it. But yeah, so they picked up, Colwell picked up a knock, but Maresca suggested he was okay. But Fofana and Cucurella both got booked, so they're out. They've already got 5 bookings.
Mental.
Going week 7. Incredible. So they're both out of the Liverpool game. What's that? Is Badiashile still there?
I don't know who was on the bench today.
Disassi?
Badiashile, Disassi. Yeah, they should be. They.
Disassi. It's probably Disassi in it. Yeah, probably Disassi.
Is it Renato Vega? Is he a midfielder or is he a defender?
I've never worked out where Vega is. Because he's playing Europa for Chelsea, and I'm not watching that. Chilwell.
No, he's not getting back in, surely. Well, I suppose
people were Mo Salah this week. What do you do there?
we'll get to
Liverpool.
Tosin. I'm not even sure.
Got Tosin
and Adebayo,
yeah. So it could be Tosin.
Yeah.
Either way, like, it's a bump for Liverpool attack. It's a bump for Liverpool, with a couple of people out, and obviously Liverpool at home. Palmer, it's absolutely horrible not owning Palmer. It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Anytime he gets it on the edge of and anywhere near the box, he's just gliding past players, making space, and then doing all that good stuff, and still getting lots and lots of shots away.
And he got an assist today. Yeah. He got booked, and he still got 1 bonus.
Did he get 1? I thought he got 2.
2 bonus. 2 bonus.
2 bonus.
2 bonus.
Yeah, 2 bonus.
When he got booked.
And only got an assist. Yeah.
It
helps. It's the thing, though. It helps when the defender... Look, it helps when the defenders... the defenders don't get anything here because they concede, like -4.
And the defenders at Chelsea have no goal threat.
Well, yeah.
So it's not only, it's
Jackson
like
misses a big chance. He's not involved, doesn't score, doesn't matter anyway. Madueke tops it and Wood gets the other one. So, like, it's just like he's just got to catch one person, really. Like, Madueke gets the goal, so we can't get near him.
But the baseline is still 20.
Yeah, it's massive.
Baseline, regardless of whoever else is, a baseline of 20. I don't think, bar Kevin De Bruyne, I can think of many players that have baselines of 20 that have cost us around 10 million quid. And De Bruyne has never had Palmer's goal threat.
Yeah.
So we have somebody that's got, and he's actually even got more assists than I think whatever they've done calendar year or in the last year than Saka. So he's producing assist levels of KDB. He's producing baseline of KDB, and he's kind of producing goal levels
Of
of
pretty
like a
much,
Kane.
yeah, I say pretty much anyone but Haaland, right?
Yeah, it's it's an absurd price, really. 10 million quid. It's a bargain.
Yeah, it is a bargain. Like if Salah had the kind of output that he had,
Mm.
it's just that it's still just the team. It's still the team. When you have results like this, well, I say that like Liverpool didn't just lose to Forest at Old Trafford at Anfield, obviously, but it's still the team. I think for Palmer, it's still. But then at the same time, like he's so talismanic. Whereas I feel with
Yeah,
Liverpool,
like you
there is a bit
can't.
of a share.
Yeah, and you can't stop him.
Why do we
Like
not
he
have Palmer?
always. Oh, well, I'm like, I don't understand.
Why
I don't
do we not
understand.
have
Like
Palmer?
I'm like, I actually just don't understand. When I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't understand why he's not in my team.
Yeah, this is true.
But partly you've got to give something else up. Um, but yeah, well, for me, I'd have to give Trent up to get him.
I mean, it seems okay. Well, it seems okay, but Liverpool still keeping clean. Should we go there?
Yes.
I was going to leave the
Yes,
0-0s
yes,
to the end anyway. To be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. That'll be quick.
So, yeah, Allison comes out of this with top bonus. Trent and Van Dijk pick up 2 each. I mean, I thought Liverpool were okay, but I'm worried the way Salah's playing, to be honest, because I feel like he's definitely less willing to be that 1v1 guy. Like he just won't take people on anymore.
They're boring, but in a good way. That's what Liverpool are now. Boring in a good way. Like not boring in a bad way. They're boring in a good way. They aren't. They The attacks still look cool when they do them. Like you can see, when if anyone's watching this chart, you'll see is that when the arrow when the XG goes up, it goes up well. 0.2s, 0.3s. They're still fashioning enough good chances that they'll probably win most games, and they're restricting enough chances that they'll probably win most games. That's the sign of a pretty decent team. But Allison out is a big deal because we did definitely see some cases of I'm up against Allison. I'm now going to shit myself. That definitely has been happening again. The stubble's back, so he's not clean shaven now, so that puts people off. Like you kind of felt it a little bit. It's just he's always in the right place. He makes the game look so easily. But and Kelleher's really good. So if Kelleher comes back in, then that's fine. I don't know why Kelleher wasn't on the bench on the weekend. That seemed a bit
Illness.
weird.
He was sick.
Illness.
He was sick.
All right,
He was sick just before.
So he'll be there.
Yeah, he'll just be there.
But it's still, again, Palmer. If he's not up against Allison, it's more interesting. But because they're much more patient before they go long, they just keep going in and out of Gravenberch. Just goes to him, goes back, goes somewhere else, goes back, goes in and out. That's how we're playing now. And then suddenly, bang, 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 they do their normal quick stuff they did, and suddenly it's a big chance, and Josh scores a goal, and could have had another. And but yeah, it does feel like because it's not cavalier in how they're playing, and because the quality of the forward line is really, really good, it does suddenly feel like we might not see as many sort of 4 or 5 nils, and that it's a bit weird on Mo.
I mean, his movement's still there. Like his movement for this system is still there. You saw that with the huge chance that he had. He had the huge chance at the back post, which he just kicked straight at Henderson. But you're right, because they're not going to be, because you're not, they're looking to pass through lines rather than run through lines after kicking over the top. So it means that Salah's not going to be, as I say, doing this 1v1 thing and doing the things that we're seeing like Saka do, for example, seeing what Madueke did, that kind of running, cut in, and then fire a shot away. That sort of stuff that we used to see from Salah, we're not going to see. I don't think. So I don't think not owning Salah is a huge issue for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at him for game week 10, where you've got run starts to pick up again, but I'm not looking at him for the next 3 weeks. No. Well, it's only 2 weeks, isn't it, till game week 10? It's not a long way.
It's 2 weeks till game week 8. It's 4 weeks until game week 10.
Yeah, 2 game weeks.
Yeah,
calendar weeks don't matter. games in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think most people should still be looking at a team and thinking about if I want Mo back in that. But I suspect, I do think Mo. We are in a situation now where it's Mo or Haaland firmly. So I do think there'll be the situation for me is if I really want Mo, then I will need to lose Haaland. I can't see myself having both now. Not whilst we're looking at what Palmer and how much Palmer and Saka are for their teams. They're just too big.
It's just which run do you prefer, and who do you want to have for that fixture as well, because they play each other in 13.
Yeah, I just don't think I need to think about that much right now.
Yeah, no.
Is what I need to know is that Haaland's got Wolves and Southampton, and then let's think about it after. But yeah, other than that, Jota still clearly is the number 9, but he also clearly could still be rotated. That's a problem. He mentioned Slot about the fact that with Diaz that it was a short turnaround the early Saturday game, and that's why he did a little bit of rotation. So that's what done Robertson and Diaz
He did moan about it. He did moan about the Saturday game as well.
Oh yeah,
he did the full Klopp continuation did come out.
Yeah, Klopp probably messaged him. Said,
yeah, make sure you mention
this.
Yeah,
make sure you mention this. So yeah, there's that. The cleans are ridiculous, really. Like if you think about with Trent, like he shouldn't have had as many cleans as he had, but he probably should have had the most cleans as well. We are firmly in a world where it's 50-50 on corners.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. I need to probably go and look at this. But I feel like they have more from the right, which he doesn't take as well.
I don't know.
I feel like it's another corner. It's out to the bloody right. Well, that's not him. Somebody else is going to go and take it. So he's just taking corners from the left. They were good corners. Like they both. I think I saw a couple. There was like a Gakpo one and a Van Dijk one that they had. But it's like, I want everything. I want everything from him, because then I almost know I'm going to get all the bonus and everything's going to be all fine. If I'm not, then is he that much different to the others? Because he's quite a lot of money. But yeah, if you had to bet who's going to be the top point scorer for defenders in the season right now, you'd say it'd be Trent. But so he should be, because he's 7 million.
Yeah, I can't argue. I mean, yeah. There's. I'm trying to think who else would be in that conversation.
Gabriel,
all the defenses are a bit, Gabriel, Saliba, and Vardiol, and that's about it, really. It's not a hugely competitive pool, but it is the 7 million. Does the 7 million get you enough points over the top? I don't know, but they were. I would say they were unlucky here They were unlucky here to clean, so they were lucky here to clean. Obviously, Palace have a couple of big, decent chances.
A penalty, which does sharpen this.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why. I mean, for me, it's a penalty, but I can see why it's not a penalty. I just think it's a crap reason. I just think the rules are crap.
But
Especially if you I mean I know this is completely different and it is stupid, but if Tarko like where was what was involved in the play for Tarko when he pulls down like
yeah,
it's completely not complete nonsense. Oh, it didn't affect the play. Well, nor did that.
the
It's like who cares?
the best bit was the slow-mo replay. You could literally see the tension. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
you
you
could
could
see him
literally
tug it.
see the tug. Do you know
You
what I
could
mean?
see
You
the
actually
tug.
could see it wasn't just I'm holding on to this wrist, but you could see the actual, yeah, he's yanked that.
I, I don't get it. I don't get
So
it.
if
It's
you
a penalty
yank
for me.
quickly,
Well then,
this sounds a bit dodgy, but if you yank quickly and not sustained, then that's okay.
yeah, apparently
Because I
so.
wasn't sustained. Oh yeah, just yanked it really quick. Well, Tarko tried to take the shirt off really, really quickly.
Yeah,
So if you're going to yank quickly. That's the motto.
great advice.
Um, Man City, Fulham. Let's just do that.
Yeah, before we end up down a rabbit hole we don't need to be.
What was that question earlier? Is Haaland still the one with no Rodri and no KDB?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, like he has 5 shots in the first 15 minutes, and then he just disappears from the entire game, just vanishes. And if you watch Match of the Day, if you watch the highlights of that, his shot after the second minute is like the only thing they show, and that was it.
Yes,
He was done. Like
that was
he
it.
was just done.
Tough chance out on the left. Snatchy snatch. See you later.
Yeah. See you next week.
It is. I am struggling to trust it. I really am struggling to trust it. It yeah, obviously I watched Solanke today with a guy who's just like, well, everyone else is trying to do stuff, but they're trying to do stuff, but they're not trying to get the ball to him. I don't know why you're not trying to get like why are you not trying to get the ball to him? And I was watching this and I was like, why are you not trying to get the ball to him? Like every time they're out wide or anything like that, I'm like, you could just put it at that guy over there. He's pretty good. You could just try and get the ball in behind.
Mm.
You could just swing something in. You could be thinking the best way we score here is get it to this man. But it really doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I think for the next 2 weeks, if you own Haaland, I think you wouldn't want to overthink this game and just realise that Wolves just conceded 5 to Brentford and then they've got Southampton at home.
Yeah.
So I think you just go, oh, okay, fine, whatever, bad game, and then move on. Because 5 shots is still 5 shots. I mean, he had like 0.15 xg or something like that, or 0.25 xg, not loads. But
I mean, what can you do if you've got Haaland
you've got Haaland. You've got him for 9. You've got him for 9, right? As a
and
minimum.
8
Well,
now?
and 8, yeah, and 8 now. But what I mean is, if you had him before now, you had him to make sure you had him for game week 9.
Yeah.
I don't know whether people are bringing people in for game week 9.
I've seen people considering free hit game week 9. I quite like the idea if you haven't got Haaland.
Are they the early game or something? Is that what helps? That I don't even know.
I don't
Because if they're
know.
the early
Don't
game
even know
against
what to do.
Southampton and FPL Tony's like spamming leaks everywhere, then maybe that is the way. Absolutely not is the answer. They are 3:00
No.
on the Saturday, and there's a Friday game. So
Yeah, doesn't sound like the early game, does it? Southampton. Be cruel.
no.
Yeah, I mean Fulham.
I mean,
Fulham have they just got it really. I think Fulham in that everyone you trust everyone in their team to do what the job that they do. Now they might not all score goals, they might not all keep clean sheets, but if you look through the team, what Marco Silva's done, Leno been there, done that. Anderson been there, done that. You know what I mean? Like stick him in there. Iwobi's been there, done that, and some of these have all played at like good teams as
yeah,
well. Jimenez and Adama, like it just feels like, oh, they were. Do you remember they were really good at Wolves? Yeah,
yeah.
they were surviving. Oh, this is a team doing the good stuff with it. ESR similar. Then you got Robinson. It just everything about it's like there's no real problems here. We all know what we're doing, and in this game, it's just give the ball to Adama and let him skin the hell out of him.
Skin
But
everyone.
unfortunately,
Skin everyone. I
yeah,
mean, there was a lot of
it's
chat.
always.
There was a lot of chat about a Rico halftime sub, which I mean, he could have done. And then
As it
obviously,
was, it wouldn't have made anything better because when Walker went up against him, he still skinned him.
like, just rinsed him. Like, is that the end? Is that the end for Walker? Does it? It feels like,
If he can't do that, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like if he can't outrun someone, then what's the point in him?
yeah. I mean, as much as I love him as well. I mean, if Van der Ven wasn't that quick, I'd be like, well, he's just okay. Like, he needs his. I think Walker just needs his pace. He just needs his pace. He's 34, so eventually it's going to happen, and maybe it is happening. I'm pretty sure like a couple of weeks ago, people are asking for a race between Walker and Van der Ven. That would have been hilarious.
Nah, mate. Adama's just can't stop him. Can't stop him.
Did you
But
see Pepper after the
hey,
game as well? Just chat. People. I mean, he was just chatting to him, I'm sure, but I think people just went, "Oh, he's being coached here. He's being coached." He said people were straight onto that.
he's just lethal. He really is lethal. Like fair play. Um, Foden obviously come off after what 78 minutes,
Something
something
like that.
like that.
And
It's again
it might not
these
be a Rodri and KDB thing. It might be a Foden's first game thing that impacts Haaland. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I do think at least Foden would be someone that would look for Haaland as well. I do think that's in there, but I do think there's a lot of like leadership pieces without Rodri. He would constantly be telling people what to do. Is Kovacic is very much box to box, and he's not like, hey, there's the dictate that they haven't really got the people that are just going to dictate the play in time and say this is how you do it. Even Bernardo, who obviously is very involved, but he's very busy in it. Do you know what I mean? Like Kovacic, they're all busy because they're all so busy. It feels like, and even Foden's quite busy. Like,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying as well. With Rodri, it feels like he's never busy because he's just so
nah,
good.
it's just like
He's just so good
slow
that
this
everything
down.
happens in front of him and just goes left, right, forward. I'm going to stroll here, bang, score a goal. Like Kovacic was kind of trying that from an attacking perspective when Rodri like just pops up at the edge of the box. That's like kind of where both of his goals came from. But
Yeah,
like he was so weak in like the six area of the pitch. Like so many times gave the ball away, and lots of Fulham's counters came from him fucking about with it.
unbelievable block from Vardy, which obviously isn't on here because he manages to do it. But that was sensational. First time they did actually get it to Jimenez. That Jimenez assist. Oh,
it's nice, really nice,
so
really nice.
nice, so nice. So yeah, I just think this is really hard at the right now to understand what on earth to do. But they come back and they play Wolves. So Brentford Wolves. Should we go there?
I'm going there.
5-3, 4.18 XG from Brentford.
I love this photo of Cunha as well, because although he ticks up top bonus and he scores, just a miserable day to be a Wolves player.
He's some player though, Kuna. Like he is so far for me better than the 6 million crowd. Like as a player.
You mean he's a better player than Chris Wood?
Comfortably.
How dare you?
Only shoots off the instep, so they're always that way. It's like a permanent draw.
Yeah.
Of how he shoots, it's just a class act. And he's a good player, so therefore he always will pick up bonus because it does so much for them. But
let's give the credit where it's due as well for Larsson's goal, Strand Larsson's goal. I think like obviously Semedo and Aït-Nouri, and we're just taking note of this for like game week 12 onwards or 9 onwards or whenever their fixtures start. It's like Aït-Nouri and Semedo very, very attack minded. I mean, Aït-Nouri's I've never seen a goal less celebrated than Aït-Nouri's goal. Like you just didn't hear anything. Nothing changed. You heard the back of the net, and it was like,
that's a goal. That's a goal. End of the game, please.
Yeah, and but I mean, Aït-Nouri feels like a lock from 9. But Strand Larsen's finish was tidy, man. Really tidy.
Oh, they're a good pair. They're a
Mm.
good pair. They're a
It
good
feels
pair.
like it gives him the freedom to actually, it gives Cunha the freedom to move about as well and actually just, be able to link up the play
100%.
and also to work off him. I think that
100%.
can work. They're so unfortunate with their fixtures though. Coming back and having to play City next is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yeah. And that is the thing. So Ait Nouri, you look at it and you think, I kind of want a piece of Ait Nouri because he's so attacking and the fixtures only get better. But you're like, if I want Palmer, I've got to do Palmer away at Liverpool. I lose Diaz up against Chelsea with not so many defenders. And then I've got Ait Nouri instead of Trent. So I've taken the best defense and the best defender in the game. And what I've done is I've brought in a guy that's going to go play against Man City. Good. Good.
Is that
Well, I
not
could play
a week
Greaves.
you just play your Ipswich defender
Oh yeah,
and just
still.
gamble?
We'll go there next, shall we? And see how they did against West Ham.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, that's a good point. And they got Brentford away. Shit. Damn, forget that. Abort that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You've almost got to say you got to put a lot of eggs in the basket. So maybe maybe just have to roll for another week and see how it goes. But yeah, Nori's fun. Kieran is fun. And Brentford are absurd. Like we've always talked about how they find ways, the set piece ways, the things they can do.
This is ridiculous. This was ridiculous. 8,
but to do it twice.
Oh yeah,
twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what's more impressive? I don't know if you heard about Thomas Frank's interview. So his interview straight after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you hear he said, and we scored the second goal, or the third goal, which it was.
Yeah.
32 seconds after their goal.
Yeah.
So he already knew the seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
He's all in the game, but he's like, and you're
full
like,
kickoff routine. Like they're so well designed. Like it's obviously not a fluke. It's all obviously practice, but there must be multiple ways that they create these overloads. Now you say 33 seconds. To be fair, that third goal, Wolves gave the ball away like 3 times in that 30 seconds. They gave the ball away. It wasn't like we've pinged it up a proper special teams play when it's come off that person's head. They've moved it this way, that way, and suddenly they've broken and got a chance. Like they lost the ball a couple of times, and then Wolves basically gave them back. It did help that obviously like everyone is up there, so there's no space for the Wolves players to move around.
It's intent, and it's intent.
Yeah, it's just
chaos and intent. You know what I mean? The
exactly.
Collins, obviously for the first goal, you're like, when you see the alert and it says Collins has scored,
I assume
like,
set piece corner.
I assumed you got a corner immediately, and then scored. And you're like, no, he just cleared off.
Well, that's it. That's it, isn't it? He plays it wide and then just clears off and just creates this. Because imagine that though. I'm just trying to think of that as a defender. Imagine that in the first minute, and the centre back just appears alongside you. No wonder he's not picked up. It's like no centre back is looking to pick up the opposing centre back from an open play cross in the first 90 seconds of a game. I'll be scratching my head. I'll be well confused. But they created 8 big chances in this game. 8 big chances. Like that's monstrous. That's so insane. We haven't mentioned him yet, but Damsgaard was unbelievable. Like literally unbelievable. He is like a full, he's like an Eriksen regen, but he's already like his aging process has started like way before Eriksen. Do you notice this? He's like 23 years old, but he's got Eriksen's hair when he was like 29.
When he turned up, I was like, "Oh, this is a good player for Brentford to have signed." I thought it's fantastic.
Well, it was all off the back of the Euros, wasn't it? It was all off the back of that free kick.
And then he just didn't play last season. Yeah, really at all. Didn't seem right. And then he was a little lightweight, so maybe they have get working on it. But yeah, I mean, Thomas Frank, mate.
Yeah,
it just. At some point, someone's going to come pick. I mean, I know like Man United might be shopping for a new manager soon. Like, I find it amazing that people like Thomas Frank and Marco Silva, the 2 managers, like they don't get discussed at all for these top jobs, and a lot of teams could do a lot worse than those guys.
But don't you find? Don't you think that like Thomas Frank enjoys his job?
Oh, he loves it.
Like he loves, like he enjoys his
I
job
don't.
there in the
Both of those
project.
two managers do as well. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
either even want to go. Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, they
That's my
love
point.
it.
I just don't think they'd even bother. I think they'd be like, no,
I
this
don't think
is a lose lose for me if I piss off here. Like, there's no chance. I cannot
they just
do
there's the
this.
swagger about both of them. When they're interviewed, they're like, "Yeah, cool, we're doing our stuff. Everyone believes in us. Everyone knows what we're doing. We're the big boys in these clubs."
But you spoke to
Um,
when you spoke to Ted, obviously Ted Knutson,
mm,
who obviously worked with Brentford. I mean, that kind of philosophy and project style stuff with with specialized
mm,
recruiting with limited budgets. The bigger clubs don't operate in that fashion because they're so results focused that actually the outcome has to come first over the process. So I just
yeah.
don't think that's why like a Thomas Frank, for example, wouldn't be picked up for or wouldn't is not generally in the conversation. I mean,
And when
we
you give
know,
them something cool, they're like, "No, I'm not so bothered about that." They're like, "This is cool. Like,
yeah,
people should be looking at this and going, what? We can just go nuts for 30 seconds or a minute."
yeah.
Um, Fantastic. I learned something over the weekend
What did you learn?
about the timing of minutes. Um,
Yes, yes.
which was
I
more
was
from
waiting
you
for
because
this.
you said something in a weird way.
I said it
You
in a weird
like
way.
well, you said something in a weird way. So so if you asked me when did Brentford score, I'd have said the second minute.
Correct.
That's what I would have said, the second minute. But you said they scored after 2 minutes, not one.
Did I say that?
You said those are the exact
Are they the
words. And I
words?
was like, that's weird. I don't
It's.
really consider using those words.
I was.
I would use
I would
like
use second minute.
second or third or that, but you didn't. You said for some reason you
That's
said
weird. I would say
2 minutes.
second minute,
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah, I
because.
would.
But it was because. What did I? So sorry. Say those words again. I need
You
to.
said they scored after 2 minutes, not one.
Oh well. I mean, yeah. I think maybe that's just because of the number that came up on
But
the
but
on
as
the
you said it,
screen.
I was like, I don't know. So I would call it the second minute. But for some reason, I would assume, when they put scores up and stuff, that it would still say one.
No, it would say
Because
two.
like it does say two.
Yeah,
And now I'm like, how comes when FPL? How comes we don't get 2 points from anything from the 59
because it's the
when it's the
60th minute.
60th minute?
Because yeah, but then they have to finish the 60th minute.
So why doesn't it say the 61st minute?
I'm just trying to
Why
check.
don't we use the term 61st
I'm looking
minute?
down
That's
because
actually what we really mean.
I'm looking down because I'm trying to see that message. That I'm trying to see that message from yesterday. I can't. Wait, we didn't say
I know
very
what
much
it is.
yesterday. What the hell's going on? I don't know.
It wasn't Tottenham to moan about.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, yeah. So you said no way of Brentford done it again. I went nope. 2 minutes, not one. Yeah,
2 minutes, yeah, yeah. But when no one plays with second, if you just said second minute, I'd have gone, yeah, fine.
yeah, but 2 minutes,
But
not one.
for some reason, still expected it because it's 1 minute 18, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I went around him, but I thought because it says one, maybe
Here
on the
we go.
scoreboard
This is the
it would
full.
say one.
This is the full 28 until he's 29.
Yeah,
It's the whole thing.
I've never looked at the scoreboard and gone, oh, did they go in the eight? Because I would still say ninth minute. I would never use not a th or an nd.
Yeah.
So when you said 2 minutes, not one, I was like,
Mate,
who says
you'd
that?
definitely be paying attention if you had like if you had like first goal in the first 15 minutes, wouldn't you?
There you go.
On a betting slip, you'd definitely be paying attention there. Like,
But it
14.55, definitely this one.
Yeah. If I'd written 14 down on a bet slip, would I think it should be? I don't know.
This was a paddling.
Even that when it does Super Six, so I don't know what I put down on that.
Yeah, I put 8th minute, which means
I
anything
always-
between 7:01 and
Yeah.
8. I think.
Do you
Hold on, no, 7.
you,
Hold on, I don't know now.
have you ever put more than 10 minutes on Super Six?
Never.
I couldn't be bothered to scroll that far.
I've never,
just like,
I've never
yeah,
put
whatever
more
that
than
is.
10 minutes. Never ever put more than 10 minutes. I just assume there'll be an early goal. In fact,
Yeah.
why when Brentford were Brentford on it? I don't think they were actually. I mean, if Brentford are on it, you're just going to put one, aren't you? Or two.
Yeah.
Or two.
Maybe that's the new key to Super Six is we all need to be changing it to 1 minute to get ourselves in for the million.
That might be it.
Right.
Anything else on this one?
What are the other takes? I mean, just
I've got Bumo full Tony on pens, just impossible to save.
Yeah. But not really talisman is what I would say because because Brentford are the talisman. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that they do the set piece madness, they do the kickoff madness and all that stuff. It's like the team is the talisman, and therefore, realistically, like only had one other shot and they scored 5 goals.
Yeah. Monkey Ben says none of you can code. I can see. Yeah, no, we don't code. Why would we code?
I
Roberto
glanced
says
down and thought that said none of you can cook, which I took offence to, so I wasn't going to mention.
Roberto says the second minute is from 1 minute and 1 second to 1:59. So the second minute is only 58 seconds long, apparently, according to Roberto. Love it.
Oh God!
We go down a rabbit hole here.
Everyone's having a bear.
Like, yeah, you're just wrong there, Roberto.
Kuna good, Boomo good. Don't pick any of the others, but
I would look out for Damsgaard on the team sheet. Well, I mean, listen to whether make sure he's fit, basically.
He still had no shots, not one shot.
No, I'm not talking about him as a pick. I'm talking about him as part of the team. So yes. I think he's important for the team, rather. So, and I literally wrote that in my notes.
and Wissa back, hopefully, probably after the international break for him. So that's
yeah. Damsgaard absolutely critical on all set pieces, made things tick. Not a pick, but make sure he's in the lineup to make sure he's fit.
Carvalho gets the late goal and steals it, but obviously he's on the bench. Wissa back. That's a bit icky.
Yeah. Agreed. Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's on the thumbnail. I have to go there. Was there at any point that you thought that Southampton might be able to sneak something here?
Yeah, I got excited. I'm not gonna lie, I got excited. Even with double Arsenal defence, so when they scored, I was like, might be one of those days.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
Another beating. I mean, look, I don't think there's anything else that we really expected to come from this game, to be honest. Everything goes through Saka, I think, was probably one of the things that I wrote down. It doesn't really seem like a very revolutionary point. But the way that he picks up the ball, like, it's weird actually. This graph looks very different to how I viewed the game on Match of the Day. Like, I felt like nothing happened in the first half. And I know Saka got a lot of the ball, and Saka got a lot of. He's so good at bringing a second defender in. Do you notice that? You notice there's always a second defender with him. Like,
I think they had
time.
to, though. So I do think they were trying to double treble mark him because they knew that everything is going for it. Like, I have some regrets here around the captaincy, which I think just around just around process, because obviously, the majority of people did captain Haaland.
Yeah.
Now I think the majority of people that captain Saka are either people that are people that are willing to bring more risk in, because it was very easy this week to if you had Haaland, to captain Haaland, because you were like, well, no one else is over 100%, blah, blah, blah. And technically, he's top of any predicted model, anything you want to see, he was top predicted. So therefore, you want an easier life, you would go Haaland. But those that are willing to either accept some risk, so they're either people that don't have Haaland at all, and then I think it was relatively easiest decision.
Agreed.
Or those that do use analytical models, but can see that the gap is not that big. And at some points, actually, early in the week, Saka was predicted sort of higher than Haaland, but I think it was pretty much level. But they see that as an opportunity where they're like, I could dial up my risk here and I'll go the other one. And it's even easier to do if I own Haaland, because it's the difference in both. Or those that like a gamble, and just go, I like it. It's a good fixture play. I'll play it. But my brain says, yes, he is assisting. I think his floor is very, very high in this game. But do I think he's going to get a hat trick? No, because most of his shots are incredibly, incredibly low quality. Like, I don't know what it is for the season, but I imagine his average shot XG is probably about 0.06, 0.07. It's less than 0.01, I would imagine. In this game, he had 7 shots for 0.31 XG, and his best shot of the game was 0.06 XG. That's exactly how I expected it to roll out. So I expected him to have low volume, a high volume of shots, but of low quality. I expected him to be double marked. All of those things happened. But ultimately, he's going to create because everything is going through him.
Yeah.
We've seen him recently, like we didn't like last week, for some period of time, he was top bonus without a
Yeah.
return.
Yeah.
So
I
when
agree.
I was thinking about that assist, my view was, yeah, but it might only be 5 points and Haaland might get like 17, 18, 19, 20. Realistically, his floor is like 6, 7 at the moment. His bonus his baseline is so good that if he even gets the assist, he's there. And then if he scores, it's double digit plus.
Yeah.
And then when I think about it that way, I think,
I feel
why
like
on
you've made a
earth?
mistake.
Yeah, why on earth didn't I captain Saka?
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. Scrolling to see if I can find out that shot
Yeah, I just
stuff, but
feel like it was actually a lot less complicated a decision than maybe I made it out to be. In my brain, I think I was like, I think I continually tell myself who's more likely to score the hat trick.
yeah, I still don't think it's. I mean,
He doesn't need to score a hat trick because
but then
a
then but
hat
then
trick for a
Haaland,
striker's.
as soon as Haaland gets two, he's got all the bonus anyway. So you know there is that to consider.
But he is almost guaranteed all the bonus the second he scores at the moment. His baseline is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
good
it's good.
that if he scores, it's an 8 point goal. It's a 10 pointer. A lot of the time they clean as well, so he can also get that.
I didn't
Like,
actually check his baseline for this game. I
oh
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
obviously smashed.
nuts.
He's obviously smashed the bonus with 2 assists and a goal. That's 36. Plus the no, he wouldn't have got the winning goal. So 36. Yeah, so his baseline was 31. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
we've
Okay.
got back to back 30 plus baselines.
Yeah. And you were talking earlier about how KDB or any midfielder at 20 was absurd. And
Yeah.
he's getting 30.
If I'm a Saka non-Haaland owner next week, I'm just rolling this dice again.
Yeah. Well, especially
I'm just
after
rolling this dice again.
yeah. Bournemouth next week, isn't it?
I just roll that dice. Just keep doing it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've got to stop coming on here and just admitting that we've made a mistake in process.
maybe it's
This is I
it's
tell you what, I tell you what we can do. I tell you what we can do. We were playing golf on Thursday. We didn't do a pod. This is why it
yeah.
happened. This is why it happened.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, no. When we finished Sunday night, if anyone goes back and listen to that, I was captain Saka Sunday night. Ooh. I moved it. I moved it. I moved it after the Champions League game. He played 90. It looked a bit, and I was like, okay. And also my other reason why I moved it was Trossard. I thought, can't trust Trossard. He just hogs things. He scores everything, and then Trossard gets dropped. He's had 25 shots this season for 2.0 xg. 25 shots for 2.0 xg. 0.08 xg per shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's low. He's had, only 11 of his 25 shots have been on target. It's really low numbers, but he's doing so much in every game. And he's doing these points without having a pen so far.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mad.
It's mad, mate. He's he's special.
Bournemouth next week, then Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Forest. Let's keep it's at home, but let's give Forest a little bit of respect, I guess.
Yeah. And his fixtures, as they get a bit trickier, Mo's get a little better. So people will be looking at it. But this guy, Palmer and Saka could easily just do both. Haaland and Salah. And there'll be people that just have been on that route for a long time now, and they're all doing very, very well, and they'll continue to do well.
Because they'll all have two big-ish strikers like Watkins and Havertz, and Watkins and Solanke and Havertz. They'll have Trent, they'll have Gabriel.
Yep.
They'll have Raya, they'll have all of them.
They ain't going to give that much up.
Anything else from like Havertz? Still good. I mean, Havertz.
Oh yeah.
Like, great finish.
So if you take Solanke versus Havertz in the conversation, because again, I think people were looking at Havertz and moving to Solanke, but one guy has no shots. Yeah, this guy continually, even when you look at the team sheet and he's never up top, whenever the team sheet comes out, oh, Havertz is back in midfield, he's not doing this. He still walks away with 6-7 shots.
Yeah. 7 shots, 0.76 XG.
That'll do you.
Yeah, 7 shots over none is kind of, yeah, it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
It's obvious for now, certainly.
Yeah, but I still think those three fixtures are going to bug me, I think, and bug everyone else. I think it'll put people off. I think it'll just put people off. It'll make people wait until 12, and then in 12, yeah, sure, you might have missed a few turns. You might be a bit late, but I think from 12 onwards.
I think there'll be a lot of people that go Havertz to Solanke. I think people will do it, but
I don't mind doing that and then coming back. Like, you can just come back.
Yeah.
Come back to him in 12. Spurs have got City in 12.
Just
go back.
How many transfers you want to use, because you want to use them in other places too, and you want to move around these ones. I think whether you've got Havertz or whether you've got Solanke, I think you stick with the one you got.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That would be my view on them.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's. We don't really want to talk much about. No real conversation about Southampton to be had. I'm going to move on to West Ham Ipswich now, because it really just feels like Ipswich now haven't won a game in 7. Last week I said on X, is it no wins in 6 or unbeaten in 4? This week they were absolutely hammered. Excuse the pun.
Nice. I like the way
literally hammered. I mean, it still doesn't stop Delap being effectively like. I feel like Delap's going to be this season's Pookie. I just feel like he's going to be Pookie.
Yeah, he is.
Because like his finish, like the goal was quality. The goal was really good.
It's good.
Finish is really good. But there's a lot of big chances here for West Ham. Something they haven't done all season. Bowen looked busy, good down that right side. We haven't seen it yet from West Ham. This is the first time they've really come out and stamped on a team. And the problem is, it's Ipswich.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem for Ipswich. Ipswich fixtures look really good next week or so.
Is it? Or does it just look good for the teams that are playing them?
Well,
do you feel like how do you feel having DCL next week?
Yeah,
how do you feel having Boomo the week after? Like, you feel fucking brilliant about it.
Vardy the week after.
Unbelievably good about having those.
And then Solanke the week after. Yeah.
To Leicester and then Spurs. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah. I suddenly think that everyone is a very hard play from Ipswich Town, including Leif Davis. Here is a lot harder than he was. Obviously, he's still creating and he's doing this, but God, if they concede forward every game, you ain't going to get many bonus on that.
If he ever gets a bonus point after conceding 4, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah,
he'd need 2 goals.
It's a problem. Obviously, West Ham needed a reaction. They needed to put something together. Antonio gets, at least 2 of the most ridiculous assists I've ever seen in FPL. In that he got 3 fantasy assists, no actual assists.
Yeah. I saw you post that this morning.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really understand why the Kudus one's not one, obviously, because he heads it and then saved and then headed in. So I don't really understand that one, how that's not an assist. That feels fine. But the second one...
it's not an opter. Oh, but it's not given as... Was it a fantasy? It was given a fantasy assist, though, no?
Given as a fantasy assist, but yeah, not an opter assist.
No, it's definitely not an opter assist because the keeper touches it. If anybody touches it at all, it's not an assist.
Oh, there you go.
It's literally any touch whatsoever.
Oh, is it because you actually have to assist someone?
You actually have to assist someone. It actually has to count as an assist.
What a novel way of scoring assists.
Incredible, isn't it?
And then the second one, like a charge down shot, which rebounds off the keeper like 40 yards, and then Bowen runs with it for ages and then scores.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then the last one, he didn't touch it. I've watched it quite a few times. He didn't touch it. They just decided Bowen didn't. Don't give that to Bowen. Give it
Give it to Antonio.
Antonio, because it makes it more fun. He's got a hat trick.
Yeah.
Bowen good.
Bowen's okay, but the fixtures are just crap. I still think you need to wait until. I mean, if you want Bowen, wait until like 14. Like get Arsenal out of the way.
Yeah.
Because, like, what are you going to want to do with it? Otherwise, you're going to have to carry him through 12 and 13, and that's 7 million, which I think you'd easily just bench.
Yeah. 14, isn't it? Yeah, 14.
14, and then you get. I mean, it is away, but you get 2 promoted sides there in that run, and you get Wolves at home.
Yeah.
So then it's all right. And then you're leaning into sort of like wild card territory or transfer out territory because the fixtures just from there for the next 8 are just horrific.
Cracks me up spending 40 million quid on Fulkrug to just Antonio to still continue. Just
But what did they expect from Fulkrug? Fulkrug just, I mean,
it's just the same profile as Antonio.
Yeah. Just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Just not as much of a presence.
Okay, don't play him. Don't get him. How many more of these? We've got a few of these to do now where don't play, don't get.
Who's this? What?
And in terms of teams, don't play, don't get.
Yeah. These ones?
Kind of, yeah. Leicester Bournemouth, don't play, don't get.
Don't play, don't get. I have one comment on this. There wasn't much on Match of the Day for us to go with. My one comment is: Did Semenyo do anything?
Doesn't appear that way.
which is obviously a problem against a promoted side. They do put up like almost 2 XG.
Yeah, he put up a little bit.
Put up a few shots, but
he put up a few. I think 3 shots. Do you have
something like that? End? Something small.
3 shots is
big chance to come from Senesi and Zabani, I think.
Yeah, good header from Zabani.
Yeah, and Unal as well. Like Leicester,
back.
So that might be something. Just, I mean, I know we had that before, but
that is interesting.
Set pieces. Back, Leicester poor on set pieces. Ipswich next. You could still play. Oh, not Ipswich next. I've scrolled to the left on my ticker. Shit. Who have Leicester got next? Southampton next. No. What am I doing? Next. Yeah, Southampton next. Okay. Yeah, well, no one's got any Southampton
Forest,
players anyway.
Ipswich. God, Leicester got such a good run.
They have.
But even
I play Leif Davis. I play Leif Davis in 10.
Yeah, you probably won't. You'll find another reason by then.
Arsenal got Newcastle. Villa have got Tottenham. Like City, City, Liverpool.
I mean, you're not transferring Leif Davis, are you? Because they've all
no. I'm just trying to think.
But
would you play Leif Davis? Would you play Leif Davis at home to Leicester, or would you play Porro at home to Villa?
You play Porro, obviously.
We'll see in game week 10.
Semenyo. Yeah, well, he's easy bench for a little while now.
Yeah, true. True. Next 3 is easy.
He's the easy bench. And if you have to play him, you have to play him. Like all these guys, like you when they're 5 million, you can't just expect them. They're just going to, I'm just going to return every week. That's how it's going to work. It's just, they're not Cole Palmer from last season. That's not what we have. Something good needs to happen each week. If you have to play them, you play them. You work through. You normally have 2 or 3 of them. You work through the best ones you can play. Looking at the fixtures, you'd say Rodgers over the next 2 over Semenyo is a really easy choice, and probably Tottenham in 10, obviously. Then Man City as well. So 8, 9, 10. If you've got Rodgers and Semenyo, you play Rodgers.
Yeah. There's a question saying, is Buonanotte a good pick?
No. Move on. Next question.
Fair enough.
If anyone's using their transfer to bring Buonanotte in, like what are you doing, boys?
Not even to make money for something else?
It's not the one.
Unless you haven't wildcarded. Maybe you could free up some.
What price are we looking at?
He's got to be a 4-5.
Got to be a
Surely.
4-5.
Let's at least find out. Someone asked, so why
Let's
don't I
just
say
say, yeah, but he asked in
5 million?
capitals, is he a good pick?
5 million. Yeah, it's
No,
true. 5 million.
not.
No, he's not a good pick. No. Um. Okay, and then a couple of 0-0s to finish. Pickford.
Man, I was quite close on Pickford when Raya was getting injured. It's a little thread I think about it, about Pickford might be the way to go. And then wish I had now. I mean, if you said to me that Pickford was going to outscore over the last 2 weeks Raya when he had Leicester and Southampton at home,
Yeah,
I would have felt
I was
I'd have
close
felt
to
quite comfortable.
Pickford in game week 4. To be honest, I was close to it was him or Martinez, and Martinez better fixtures.
But these things can happen. I mean, I do think it's one of those where it's a bad pen, and I felt that Pickford did really well at the same time. Because every pen's bad if it goes the same way as a keeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you go the same way as a keeper, you've got to be good. But I actually don't think, however hard he hit it into that bottom right corner, I don't think that matters. Like it was.
He'd
Like,
already clocked it.
Pickford had clocked it.
Yeah,
That like Pickford had already won that way before Gordon took the pen.
Because you tweeted out here this morning, and I thought the same. Was that he looked miles
off.
But they do that clever thing now where it is a case of like one foot goes forward, the other one goes back, so that then they can get the push off from that front foot, but stay behind the line.
Fantastic timing. It's genuinely elite level timing because so that video or the picture I sent was I found a video. It was a fan video.
Yeah,
someone was behind the goal actually taking a video of it because the shot they showed in Sky, I was like, he's off. He's just way off his line. Surely they're retaking that. But yeah, he was. It was a brilliant one, but he knew exactly where he was going, and Gordon just got done by it. Bar that, Newcastle, no striker, no goal. Joe Linton causes lots of pain, but doesn't really score a lot. And Gordon just had an off day, proper off day with it. Barnes didn't, bang one in for 30 yards. So that's them. Didn't get a penalty for DCL.
Which one was that? I'm trying to think which one.
The ones that the Everton penalty because he kicked Dan Burn.
Oh Christ! Oh my God! How? Yeah. How?
Is that the second time that's happened to DCL this season? I'm sure it was early in the season where he did that thing where someone slid and he then got done for standing on someone because someone slid under his foot.
Dunk, wasn't it?
Yeah, dunk. That was it. So dunk. So it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. So if the defender who's not touching the ball or playing the ball at all puts himself between the striker and the ball, then it's a foul by the striker, is it?
Yeah, apparently so. I mean, look, this is what I don't. There'll be people that say it's not like it's different. I guess it's different if you're just alongside him rather than because the way I see it is if you stick your foot out, right? If you're just there lying on the floor, right? Let's just scenario this. You're lying on the floor, your legs are up in the air, right? Just out there. If a player runs over you, and during his running, he trips over your legs. You haven't moved, right? So have you given a free kick away, or do you think you've given a free kick away, or do you think it's actually do you think it's initiated by the person that's running?
It's like going in the back of another person's car. Do you know what I mean? Like because they're not going fast enough. It's like whatever. Like it's your fault. Like it's the same. Like it's weird. It's like we was going a bit slow, so let's just do it the other way around. It's like, mate, you've just gone in the back of someone. It's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's done. Like there's no possible way that DCL knows that he's going to put himself there, but Dan Burn knows where he's put himself.
That's exactly it. Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Albeit, I think DCL probably will miss the pen if he takes it. It's not like,
Maybe so.
well, if he gets it, he definitely scores it.
So you're saying DCL owners should be thankful that he didn't get the pen?
I'm saying that every time I have DCL and he plays, I actually secretly go, please don't get a pen. Just get one in off your ass, mate. Don't get a pen. Don't trust it.
And then this game that had Johnny Evans on top bonus. I don't even. Should we even talk about this game? Because this, like, less than like 1 XG between the two, absolutely turgid. Like, it was just nothing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Bruno hits the bar.
Villa have gone back to back in league games of being less than 1 XG as a team. It's back to back. In between that, they beat Bayern Munich.
Yeah, good game.
So is it a case that if John Duran doesn't come on and bump the XG up, that we just got a team that's not very good at attacking?
I mean, maybe is it a case of that they're actually now playing Champions League football and they've got to basically manage their energy? I mean, there's a piece there,
but
like they're
just creating nothing every game. I mean, obviously Watkins is still doing pretty damn well, but this is getting reasonably often now that we're seeing them not creating very much at all. The whole idea is what we'll do is we'll come on, we'll play this game. So if we look at recent games, so obviously 0.48. They actually only created 0.4 against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
0.8 against Ipswich. Prior to that, actually, everything's between 1 and 2. It's fine.
I just wonder whether it's all kind of focused on this Bayern Munich game. I feel like it's all like Ipswich. Yeah, it's a bit crap, but they probably. Yeah, I just feel like it's just.
You might be right.
It's all focused around that. It's all focused around Champions League.
You might be right, but they obviously when they come back, they've got Fulham away.
Yeah,
and then they've got Bologna at home on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Then they've got Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Saturday, so that's okay. Then they've got the Carabao Cup on the Wednesday.
Full rotation.
Full rotation. And then Tottenham.
Well, then they've got Spurs, Bruges, Liverpool, Palace, Juventus,
a week.
Chelsea. I mean, that's tough. Yeah. I mean, it's just something they've got to get used to. And they do have to be better. We saw this. I mean, it's not the first, obviously not the first season Villa have been in Europe, but this is obviously a different level of competition. And it's weird because some of the games are on Tuesdays, some are on Wednesdays, some are on Thursdays. It's all a bit weird and funky. So, like, the routine stuff is not going to be as easy, I don't think, for them. I don't know. Look, I'm sitting here with a 5 million asset that plays in midfield. He's a good player. I don't really care. It's fine.
Don't really care.
If I've got 9 million Watkins, should I be bothered? Maybe.
I don't really think there's enough, though, to be bothered necessarily. Maybe if you can get the money out. I mean, Solanke's fixtures look good. So would you go Solanke or Havertz if you're trying to get a bit of money? Probably would go Solanke just for that more of the run of fixtures. But even with Bruno, with Watkins and Villa like not putting up big numbers, you still feel like what they do put up is gonna be mainly about Watkins.
Yeah.
Certainly for the first 70 minutes of the game.
I mean, if you just waited a couple, okay, so you wait. Let's say you wait until. Do you want to double up on Brentford attack? I mean, you could still double up on Brentford attack. You just go Wissa as soon as he's back in, assuming he's back from international break, and then you give yourself 3 million to play around with in the midfield.
Difficult to just jump on someone like that, though, isn't it? Like when they're just back, and
there's just nobody else with a really decent run of fixtures.
Yeah,
there's no other team that I feel good. Well, yeah, DCL's there. DCL's there. Liam Delap. There you go. Liam Delap. Why not? Everton next week. Brentford, then Leicester. Gets you 3 weeks, and then
we're going to spend all our time talking about refs, but Cohen asked us about the Rashford.
Fucking yeah, definitely should have gone. Definitely should have gone. Like he literally, like Ten Hag bringing him off, and in the interview afterwards saying it was one of the reasons why he brought him off. No, that was the reason. That was literally the reason. He was just out there kicking people.
This was
He was just kicking him.
said it in our chat. This basically was a friendly. This game was a friendly. They just played out a friendly, and then they were like, "Oh God, this game's so boring. We can't actually send someone off. So can you just take him off, mate? Just take him off."
It's a little conversation.
I love that in friendlies. When I'm not going to give him a second yellow, just take him off.
Just take him off. Can't be asked to deal with him. Yeah, no, I mean the first yellow's fine. I mean, I don't mind him. It's probably a bit silly, but I don't mind him giving Cash a kick there. I mean, anytime somebody kicks Cash, I don't care. But the second one, like, yeah, should just be booked. Should be booked. Bailey, wouldn't it? Yeah, should have been booked.
It's what it is.
International break.
Well, what chances do you give Ten Hag being here when we come back for game week 8?
I still think he'll be there.
Do you?
Yeah, I still think he'll be there.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I still think so. I can't.
Yeah, it is hard to imagine him. It is hard actually to imagine them sacking him, to be honest.
Like, where do they go with it though? Like, what I just don't know where they would go unless they got something lined up already.
I think it's if they have. So there was things suggesting that Inzaghi had already turned it down, which suggests conversations. I assume Tuchel would be the one that they would go for. Brian just mentioned we missed that Constance was out. It's international break. She's got to leave it in you. Work it out later.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to report out for 2 weeks. Of course you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, shut up shop. Don't do much. Sit on it
and enjoy your international break. Basically.
Good times.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you to everyone that's joined us. Literally anywhere is better. I don't know what that means. Anyway, yeah. Enjoy the international break.
I mean, anywhere is better than Ten Hag, I assume.
Oh, sorry, right. Literally anyone's better than Ten Hag. Fair enough.
We've got Nagelsmann, Amorim. Yeah, the thing is, the question's going to be more who wants that job. I know we've got the this is Manchester United Football Club, but we also have the bit that this is Manchester United Football Club, and it's tough. If I was a big manager, I wouldn't mind saying, let someone caretake that for me till summer, please.
Yeah,
we'll that out later.
I know what you mean. As long as they don't look at Silver. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. They are Manchester United Football Club after all, so they'll try and go after who they try and go after.
They won't go after Marco Silva. You're safe there.
Yeah. If you have been here, thanks very much for joining us. Make sure you drop a like on the video. If you have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more, subscribe. That would be great. And Pete Tisdale says McKenna. Cool. I don't know.
They got to just leave that for now. Like McKenna needs a bit of time.
Yeah, definitely. Right, good chatting as always, mate. Again, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Crypto Blockdown for your support as always. Vote for us in the FCAs. Do all the good stuff. And we will be doing some content over we might have another week off, and then like a weekend pod, and then a midweek pod, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll let you know as soon as we know what's going on with those. But thanks again as always. Ooh. And
one last one in chat. Ricardo Andrade says, "Hi there, cheers from Cape Verde." I don't know if we've had anyone from Cape Verde in the chat before.
Shout out to you, Ricardo.
What's that? That's actually, I don't think that's that. I think it actually might be the same time zone, Cape Verde. I think it's actually one of those where it's weirdly straight down at the same time zone. You're looking at it immediately.
I'm absolutely looking at it immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not many. Not many. My parents have been there. I always want to go marlin fishing in Cape Verde. I'll let you see how I did that. This is how you fish for marlin. Just like this.
It is.
Just like this.
Just like a small boat. They are 2 hours. They're 2 hours behind us.
2 hours behind us. I knew it was weird. But yeah, there you go.
Right, we've lost almost 100 people. We better disappear, mate.
See you later.
Catch you later, mate.